What's going on, guys? My name is Nathan Macik. I'm president of the Texas Tech chapter of Ducks Unlimited. After a hard day of hunting, we're ready to eat some good food. So tonight we're going to be making some peppercorn crusted crane breast with a red wine sauce and some asparagus. So let's get started. So this recipe, super simple. I don't measure anything. Honestly, it's really easy to make. All you need is some red wine. You can use red wine vinegar if you don't have access to red wine. Whole peppercorns, asparagus, butter, and just some garlic. Super simple, and salt, but we don't have that out at the moment. If y'all don't know, Lubbock, Texas is known for crane hunting. I would say we're the crane hunting capital of the United States, to be honest with you. And it's for good reason. Crane are absolutely delicious. Ribeye of the sky is what they call them, and it's true. You could probably use this recipe on a duck breast if you wanted to. Just have to keep those cook temps a little lower just to make sure it's good and tender. But we'll roll into the next step. So right here we have two crane breasts. They're a little bit smaller than a goose breast. In my opinion, way better. All you really need to do to prepare it is get most of the silver skin off. It doesn't have to be pretty. I mean, I just went over it with my hand and just pulled what I could off. You just want to get the majority of it off. But after that, we'll crush up some peppercorns, get them wrapped up, and get to cooking. Alright, so first step in this is you want to crush up your peppercorns. I don't like to use ground pepper just because it's really easy to overdo it. If you crush your peppercorns up, it usually is pretty manageable. Not super tough, but all I do is get a plastic bag, dump a good bit of them in there. You don't need a whole bunch, but you do need a good number. Then next you'll just take your hammer and just get to crushing them up. Doesn't have to be a powder. You just want them probably half the size of what they are now. So it should look like this in the end. No whole kernels, but like not a super fine powder. It's not an exact science to it. You just kind of eyeball it. You're not going to get it wrong. So next we'll go ahead and get to coating the crane breast. All you're going to need is a little canola oil. This just helps the peppercorns stick. Don't need much, just enough to kind of give it a good coating. Just rub it in real good. Get it good and coated. After you do that, you'll take your peppercorns, kind of pour them over your saran wrap right here. Next, you'll just take your crane breast, you want to at first kind of dab it around in there, make sure all the sides are coated, and then you'll just roll it up. And just really press those peppercorns in. That just makes sure it sticks when you're cooking. They don't fall out everywhere. Then after that, we'll go ahead and get to pan searing. Next step, we're just going to add a little salt to our crane breast. Nothing crazy, just enough to add just a hair bit of flavor. Right after that, we're going to go ahead and dunk it into a little bit of oil. You want it pretty hot. I choose not to use a cast iron pan just because we have to descale it at the end, and if you know anything about cast irons, it will remove the seasoning. We're just going to let these sit for 3 minutes on each side, and after that we'll start basting and getting our sauce together. Alright, it's been 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and flip these. Got a nice crust going on there. And we'll let them sit for another 3 minutes, and that'll give us a good rare, medium rare cook temp. Alright, so it's been another 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and toss in some butter, probably about 2 tablespoons worth. And I'm just going to add in some garlic real quick. I don't really measure it out. I'm a big garlic fan, so I'll probably dump a good bit in there. We'll let that kind of simmer down, and then we'll start basting them. So now we're just going to go ahead and baste. We got our garlic and our butter melted down real nice. Just going to add a good flavor. Want to keep the pan pretty hot, keep a good sizzle. Once it stops sizzling, kind of set it back down on the heat, build it back up again. Let's do this for a couple minutes. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and take them off. They're looking good, good and cooked through. We'll just go ahead and set them on a plate right here, and we'll get our asparagus going. Just like a steak, you want to let it rest for like maybe 10-15 minutes before you eat it. Let it cool down. All I do is grab some foil. We don't have foil. How do I not have foil? Dude, what? Ran out of foil, so we're just going to put them in the microwave. Just let them sit. And we'll come back to those as soon as we get our asparagus done. Alright, so we just coated our asparagus in a little bit of olive oil, salt and peppered them, and now we're just going to go ahead and toss them in the same pan with the drippings. Just let those cook for a little bit. Alright guys, our asparagus is done. It's been about 10 minutes, so it's not too bad. It's pretty quick. I just like to lay them out on a cutting board. And then we'll pull our steaks out and we'll go ahead and plate them up and make our sauce.
You gonna tell them what you're doing or what?
Well, I told them we're going to plate it. And then you make your sauce and then you just dump it on.
I'm just having a good time.
Look at that.
Go ahead. So now that we have our creme plated, we're going to go ahead and make our sauce. Just going to add a quick splash of wine. That just descales the pan. You want to keep that moving just so it doesn't get scorched. Just like a little bit of heat, nothing crazy. And it doesn't take long. We'll pull it off here in a second. Alright, we'll go ahead and take it over to the plate. Pour it right over, make sure we get all of our garlic and other seasonings. Just like that, it's done.
That's just gorgeous is what that is.
Alright, so we just got finished. It's looking great. Smells even better. I think we're about to go ahead and cut into it and give it a good old taste test.
Oh yeah. That's money, dude.
Yep.
That's it right there.
Yeah, I'll just touch the whole thing. Since, I mean, the perfect rare. Is it not? Oh yeah.
So that's it, guys. Pretty simple recipe. Doesn't take too much time or effort. Feel free to add your own flair to it. You can do a lot with it, change the sauces or whatnot. The recipe link will be in the description. And besides that, have a great night. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.